Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Thursday, March 17th. I'm going to start with SPY here, and I'm going to work my way down in time frames. This is the monthly chart, and you could see on the monthly chart has had a beautiful move, and we've gone over this several times here. We've already gone up, I think, 23 or 25, to almost $25. And it broke the middle Bollinger Band on the monthly, and it closed this gap at 203. So we definitely have a nice move on our hands. There's no two ways about that. Our resistance here is at 209 on the monthly, so that could be our next resistance, and then that would fall in line with our channel to the downside, and we would drift all the way back here. So on the next move, we would probably see something like, you know, $32 to the downside. So make sure you're with us, and you know where the top is, and you catch the top perfect, because it will be fun. All right, let's drop this down to a weekly, because I want to look at a couple other charts real quick also. I know I get a lot of lines on these charts. Okay, so your weekly, if you saw the video over the weekend, you get the 6 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here for the big move, to hit the trend line last time. And from here we've already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quad witching tomorrow is 6. So do we run up tomorrow? Another 600 points for something and hit the top? I don't think so. But it's nice to think about. But you can see here your slow stow is starting to curl to the downside. We are getting a little bit toppy here. I mean, these things have moved epically for quite some time. But we are through the weekly middle Bollinger Band. We are through the 100, and we are through the 50. It all depends where we close this week out. Here was that gap I was talking about. 203.83 is exactly what it was. We do have a 207 and a 209 gap on the charts too that you cannot see, but if you'd like to see it, you can just let me know, and I will get that information for you and pass it on to you. All right, looking down here at the daily, bringing it down a little bit more, you could see here after a little bit of consolidation, then we finally trickled to the upside, and off this low of 180, and we just right up all the way, and we're still on track to do this line, even though your relative strength index is at 455 million. I mean, 73.29, close, right? But yeah, it's definitely overbought, and many charts are also. Our Skynet program is just lit up like a Christmas tree and ready for some great option plays, and we'll be following that to the T. And I've already started taking positions for many reasons, but as you can see also, these moves are getting smaller and smaller and tighter towards this trend line. The trend line breaks, and it starts on a lower time frame first before it breaks, but your daily is here, and once this breaks, if this breaks, then that's going to be our bigger signal for a swing to the downside. But in the short term, if we look at a lower time frame charts, in which we're going to do right now, you can see the hourly is the same thing. So this is the long-term trend line, right? Because it's on the daily. So the fast trend line that's been working since over here, it's on the 16th. What was it, yesterday? Yesterday on the Fed, and that's the fast trend line, has been breached. Okay, that's very important, because that's why, when you come down now, in order to get put, so I wait for a trend line to get broken on the smaller time frames. That way I can, that way I know it's going to be lucrative for me. So after it broke this here, it came up, hit its head, and couldn't break through it, and that's why the sell-off came in at the last few minutes today, as I'll show you in just a few minutes on a lower time frame chart. But let's make note of a couple things real quick, okay? Real quick, for a reset of this time frame, you're going to need, you're going to have the first thing that's going to be in the way is the middle Bollinger Band, just for the record. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing that I want to make well aware of is that we do have many gaps down here. So whatever happens with quad witching tomorrow, whether we go up or down, it doesn't matter. You still need to know that you have all these lower gaps right here. Your stow crossed, your slow stow is heading down, your RSI is on break right now. So we could start off tomorrow. Typically you get three red candles, and then you get green. So understand that. So tomorrow we could get one more green candle. If we do open up red, that's going to be our, that'll be a green candle to the upside. But if we gap up, then we should push to the downside. So the opening is going to be very important tomorrow. So let's take a look at a 15-minute chart. We'll look at a 30 first, just so I could show you here the way it looks. You can see it started, and then it started here, and it started here. So we did drift down below this here. tighten that up a little bit, okay? And this the last candle in the last 15 minutes could not hold above this trend line, and it snapped. Actually, it was this right here. This was a trend line here, here, and here. It broke. This 15-minute came up and tried to. This one tried to, couldn't do it. So then was starting to move to the downside, which is fantastic. It'll be a nice scalp. So we got many things that we alerted. That'll be great trades here. So on the 15-minute chart, you can see this one rotates the best, and this is about time we get a nice red candle. We haven't had a nice red candle since all the way over here. So it's good to see this. It's just going to reset your 15s at 54. So your support tomorrow is going to be 203.79, 203.79, and then you're going to bounce unless it really pushes it down, and we won't know until the morning. So again, three candles. Three red candles will probably take it down into this area. They might push it a little bit lower. So look for two red candles tomorrow to start the day. So by 10:30 we should be reversing somewhere in that area. If you throw this on the 5-minute chart, there was a clearer signal I just want you to be able to identify with when you're looking at your charts. As you can see on this uptrend here, let me put it over on my candle chart. Might be a little bit easier for you. Let's move this over a little bit. Let's turn this down to 5 minutes. Okay, 5-minute chart. Now on your 5-minute chart, it's very important to notice the trend change. Okay, that's very important. And when you're trying to play, especially with options, it's very important to make sure you're seeing the right stuff. So you can see here, on this uptrend here, when we pulled back here, all right, the next cluster of consolidation was higher. So then we went higher, and then we had another cluster of consolidation right here. But notice it went higher. Then we had some more here, okay, and it went higher. All right, so what I'm getting at is here, when you're in an upside momentum move or an upside trend pattern, your candles are trending to the upside. Okay, here's the first break right here. All right, and this was at 2:30. That told you that this was starting to take place. Okay, so you had your down and you came to your middle Bollinger Band. That's what this is here. All right, and look what happened next. Your next candle was lower, and then instead of breaking to the upside, okay, we broke a little bit lower on consolidation. Then we moved and tested the top of the box here, okay, but it didn't make it to the candle up here. So you can see what's happening to our trend now. The trend pattern is starting to change, and it's not to the upside. And I'm doing this on the short-term time frame because this is where it starts when we start to reverse. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to 207 or 209. I'm saying for a trade right now, and for blatant, obvious things that are starting to take place, you have a little bit of a pattern reversal here, which is towards the downside. So whether you get follow through on the other time frames, that's what you have to manage as you follow, as you're trading or investing what you're investing in. So, look for the middle Bollinger Band on the 15-minute to be support. If that's not support, it's going to break, probably go to the lower Bollinger Band. But then, you want to watch your hourly and your hourly time frame next and see if this holds support. Okay, 202.87, and if that holds support, then we're going to go higher off of that, just like all the other ones. So manage your trades pretty tightly. You can see here, I want to take a look at a couple here. The Whirlpool, massive move to the upside, a little change in direction starting to take place. Had a gap to fill up here at 176.43, and that gap is now filled. That's from back here. I'm leaving it on the hourly chart just so you can actually, I won't be able to reach it with that extension. But anyway, this is the hourly chart. This gap was the fill. It was actually 178 something. We have a little gap down here at 159 now. So and then we have another gap down here at 142 and another gap down here 136. So we're going to get a rotation here at some point. So we're going to keep an eye on that. The daily is just like powered forward. It has been absolutely epic. Beautiful move to the upside, and it definitely got these gaps all closed up, and now it's going to due for a little pullback. You see a relative strength index 14 is at 83. The one I use most times is at 10. and I'm going to shoot over, and that's at 88. So, does it go to 250? I don't think so. I don't think so. So manage that one. That one's going to be fun. I'm going to give you a couple more here. Apple has done great, and I'm going to finish up with one more. But Apple needs a break also. I don't have any lines or anything on here, just so you could see basic stuff, and that's what I want to do. I give specific trades through WhatsApp. My specific trades. So just click on the link on this video and you can join the WhatsApp and you can see my options trades prior to me making those purchases. So 102.98 is a nice little gap for this one. Trend line is in place. Make sure you draw those out so you have full understanding on a trend reversal, or is it going to be support and move higher? So we'll have to see what happens. But there's your pretty much a crossroads right there. So if it gets this gap, you know this is going to be resistance to the upside. So we'll have to see what happens there. So that's Apple, that's Whirlpool, and let's see. How about our big, massive winner so far this week? Three trades actually on this one this week, and have done very, very good. And it's going to be Amazon. Amazon with the bad news. They're losing something from Google. This is a daily, so you can see the trend line has been broken. The 200 came in as a support today. We've been making money on this all week. We were just fortunate enough to be at the top of the box to load the puts. I had my alert set. My alert went off, and we loaded the puts. And then a couple hours later, that's when the news came out. The options were about 300% somewhere in that area. So far, we're not done with that yet, but we did peel. So I did alert peeling some profits on that one. And I think we have much more to go on this one. I do have a 339, 393 gap down here that needs to get filled, and I think there's a couple other gaps in here somewhere. But I'm not worrying about that right now because the middle Bollinger Band has been broken. That's where that is right there. Trend line has been broken. Now I just need the 200-day to get broken, and then it would really, really move. But from here to here, it looks like we can get down here to this lower side of this box. I'll be managing that trade on WhatsApp to finish this off. But congratulations to everybody who's following me on that one. It's been very lucrative. So follow me on WhatsApp. Just click on the link in the video. Try it for a month. We're doing outstanding this week. Amazingly. I'll put a report out on Sunday, and you can see that report in the video. But for now, it's going to be a fun-filled, exciting day tomorrow with quad witching. So make sure you're following my trades because we're going to do some PCLN, and we have a couple others that moving just as fast or as furious. But PCLN is pretty much uh, uh, the one I really like to play on Fridays. It's very, very lucrative. Very risky, but very lucrative at the same time. Okay, this is Matt over Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio. Have yourself a fantastic night. Remember, join my trades or join us in live chat tomorrow. That's free. Just become a silver member on the website. Have yourself a fantastic night.